How does it feel to be back in the NCAA tournament?
Well, I've played in 2, and I've been coaching in this is my 17th, and this is still one of my very favorite days. I never want it to get old. It's a privilege, and I'm very thankful. I'm thankful to all the people that have worked behind the scenes to give us this opportunity. I'm thankful to my amazing staff and assistant coaches, and with the players and that have just said, hey, we're going to work for this. Our theme all year is earn what you want. Earn what you want and do the work, and it's really fun to actually have that come to fruition. I actually wear my NIT ring a lot because I want it to remind me of what that experience taught me. And really it's about really being willing to be pruned down. So you have to be pruned before you're really ready to blossom, and I think that was a tremendous experience for us, and I'm very thankful to be back.
Do you think that NIT appearance, it's not quite the same thing as the NCAA tournament, but going as far as you did, something you did to play?
No, I think it's a huge advantage because you look at several teams, they really propelled the next year as a result of their NIT experience. From the women's side, you look at South Carolina, went to a regional the next year. You look at, year after year, teams that have been deep into that tournament. It just teaches you so much. It's 6 games in the same period of time. That's what it takes to win it. You have to win on the road as well as have opportunities to play at home. We played 3 out of 6 of those games on the road. And you just have to dig down deep and learn how to win as a team. There's so many games come down to that one possession, that one box out, that one pass. And an experience like the NIT, it really teaches you about the urgency of those possessions and how to win in those different environments.
How big of an advantage is it to host these first 2 games here?
It's a huge advantage, especially in a quarter school that's in the middle of final exams. I think for our players to be able to stay in their routine, to be able to meet with their professors. Several of them went right from the NCAA selection show. 2 of them missed it because they were meeting with professors or with study groups. And so as a result of that, I just think because of our situation of having this be such a high-level academic institution and then wanting to compete at the highest levels, being at home is tremendous. But also, we're really trying to build a fan base in LA. We're trying to have this city be excited about women's basketball. We want to be LA's women's team. And as a result of that, being able to play an NCAA tournament game at home not only helps you in your present tournament run, but it also helps you to build your program.
Coach, what are you doing to get ready for Hawaii?
Well, I think, Laura's done a great job there, and we have so much respect for her. And I've watched her through the years. She just gets her team. They really reflect her in the way that they compete and their confidence. They've given people a run for their money for years. And so, we're going to go do our homework. That's what we're going to do to prepare for Hawaii, is that we're going to go learn about them. We're going to study them. And so that by the time we start practice on Wednesday, we will be well versed. But, I just think you have to look at every single opponent, and it's so cliche, but the teams that are willing to live this out really do well in the NCAA tournament, is to treat every opponent the same, and that you go, hey, what are their strengths? What do we need to take away? How do we play to our strengths? How do we play to our identity, and do that on a consistent basis? No matter what the seed, no matter what the team, no matter what the advantages are, to truly have a business-like approach to every team like that. That's part of a maturing basketball team and the discipline it takes to be successful in the big dance.
That being said, are you bummed at all that you guys got a 3 seed instead of a 2 seed?
I don't think you can say we're bummed. I think that it's all about matchups, and do I think that our players earned a 2-level seed? I do. I think the way that they performed all year, the way that they avoided bad losses, got significant wins, the kind of schedule that they played, I think they earned that number. But if you were to ask me to choose, do you want a number 2 seed, or do you want the right matchups for your team? I would choose the right matchups for our team any day of the week. So I really, my big thing was wanting to play at home and earning the chance to play at home. And, I think you got to be a 1 to 4 in order to make that happen. And I think that we've done that. So I'm not going to get hung up on the numbers. I'm just going to try to prepare our team game by game.
How different are you as a coach compared to 3 years ago?
I hope I'm really different. I hope that every year I'm different. And I hope that I use every experience just like what I asked them to do. Every game, I just asked them to write me what they learned about themselves, about the conference tournament, and what did that teach them. And I wrote them my reflections too. I want to model for them that I want to grow from every experience too. So, that's something that Coach Wooden used to always talk to me about. And I think about his den being right across the way from where we're standing. And he used to tell me all the time about, when you get tired of growing, then you're just done. You have to sharpen the saw, so to speak, all the time. And he used to talk to me a lot about, do I have my quest for growth, and he modeled that in the way he read and the way he studied, the way he stayed humble. And so I had the best teacher in the books in that. And so I need to really just take what he learned and keep growing year by year. But, I think that's for someone else to judge whether or not I'm different or better. But truly the desire of my heart is to grow from every experience, just like I expect our players to do.
Coach, did the reflections of the players and yourself match up in any way?
I think all of us, yeah, they did. I think that the intensity at which you need to prepare, possession by possession, the intensity in which 3 games in 3 days, how you have to control the mental side and the emotional side. I think that was a real theme that was a thread through all of the answers. I really did take responsibility with them, and that I think that I didn't bring us down to earth on Saturday night after we had that euphoric shot that sent us in overtime. And again, like Coach Wooden talks about, when you get too high, there's going to be a proportionate low that follows. And I think my learning experience is I should have, no matter what time it was when I got back from scouting that next game, to get our minds and hearts calmed down and to sort of control the noise. And I think that we all learned something from that experience. And, I really model a lot of like Oregon State's progression. I mean, they won 9 games, and I think they won 20, and then they progressed, but then they had early exits, but they kept learning, and they really had a different swagger about them. And I honestly think when we go to the Pac-12 tournament next year, we will have a different aura about us because of what this year taught us.